Here's another question we've gotten from a bunch of people over the past few days. A lot of people worried about voting during all of this. And this person said, I'm just curious as to all these people that are being displaced and that have lost their homes in the fires. How are they going to be able to vote? Since we have a mail-out ballot, will we have a place set up for them to go so they can vote? To make sure that if you don't have a home address, how are you going to get your mail-in ballot, right? So this is obviously on a lot of people's minds right now because the election is not far away. It's 50 days from now. The ballots will start getting sent out in mid-October. So here's the deal. Even though we do vote by mail, it's okay if you don't technically have a place to live. People who live on the streets, people who are homeless, they can still vote even though they don't have a permanent house, a permanent address. You don't need that. The same goes if you have lost your home in these fires or had to evacuate, for instance. You can't return to your house and to your mailbox. You do need, though, to provide both a residential address and a mailing address for your voter registration. The residential address can be an address of a shelter or some other place that you're staying. It doesn't have to be your permanent home, right? The mailing address is where your actual ballot will be delivered, though. And this is important because if your mailing address is your home that burned down, then your ballot, of course, cannot be delivered there. So instead, you need to put down an address of somewhere where you were staying, maybe a P.O. box if you want, or even the county elections office. You can do that and pick up your ballot right there at the elections office if you would like. As for returning your ballot, you can still put it in any mailbox you'd like or a ballot drop box. Now, if you need to update your voter registration because of these fires, you need to do that by October 13th. That is the deadline. I know a lot of people aren't thinking about this right now if you are in that category of being displaced or losing your property. So if you are a loved one listening to this, keep it in mind for them because I'm sure voting is something that they're going to want to do. If they want to be a part of the November election, they need to meet that deadline. You can do that on the Oregon Secretary of State's website.